it becomes very clear how you decide nothing. How? Maybe, personal security, perhaps we'll see. So everything is great. I'm sure this situation is wonderful. It was meant to be. And thanks to this situation, I'm giving you practice, explaining how invaluable it is and where it helps. That is. And so, when there are certain situations that arise, if it happens to be a scenario where you find yourself standing on the very brink of life and death, or perhaps on the edge of losing that essential sense of being completely free. So this practice will be incredibly helpful. That is, some emergency, super adrenaline situation, where you realize that everything is somehow collapsing, and here. So what I want to share is the story of how I manifested myself. What actually happened I can't tell you in detail yet. Right now various checks are ongoing, and all that. In general, we will find out soon. I will tell you a bit later, here. So, and here is the moment. Something is happening, and I shift. Internally, I will talk about the practice itself. So, firstly, I am focusing all of my attention on this very moment and what's happening now. I extract as much as possible from my mind, from the past. I focus completely here, where I am right now. Maximally, that is, everything that's here now, to the fullest. Next, let's say, from the moment, there occurs what is called a release from all attachments, identification with the personality, with thoughts, emotions, that is, complete disidentification. Thoughts attack, but you do not react at all. There's no one to react. Feelings, no matter what the thoughts are, they are very trying to touch someone. That is, they are very sensitive to the ego, thoughts, that is. And you understand that you do not react, because if you start reacting, the ego immediately feeds on this. And this starts to turn you inside out, and you need to. Do not react, and you are moving more and more towards your true nature. All sorts of thoughts arise. There, all sorts. In general, they can sound different and so on, but at that moment, I fully understand that it all doesn't matter. Here is my moment, just right here and now. That's all there is. Whether I want it or not, here it is like this now. And that's it, and that's all. It really is so. So it's meant to be exactly like this. Everything is fine, and indeed it should be just like this. And that's why I am maximally disidentifying with thoughts, with the idea that I am someone, that I did something. You are maximally disidentifying. So, but it happens like this. You sit. And everything arises, and you don't react. And the longer this goes on, at some point you don't even feel your body. That is, there is the dissolution of the ego. Here, and further, there simply occurs observation without judgment. So, there's the screen, and on the screen some events occurs. Something is happening around. Everything. It has become disconnected from you completely. At a certain moment I found myself quickly stepping into this practice. That is to say, due to the fact that I've done it many times. And I was generally present in this state. It definitely was with me. That is, I was present lightly. It is often visible that I conduct a broadcast or something else from this state. It manifests in me naturally. But there I, maximally deepened as much as possible, conditionally deepened, that is, it directly turns you on with the entire screen. It firmly, very strongly turns you on with the entire screen, all space. That's all. And the body is literally within you, and everything happens within you. And whether you are being hit, whether someone is shouting at you, it is not connected to you. That is, there's disidentification happening. That you are the entire screen, all space, and just in you these images, and it happens. That is, some sounds, something. And that is, the body is not felt at all, there. At one moment the body is simply not felt at all. That is, it no longer bothers. Right. I have disidentified with it. And that's it. And therefore, everything is just perceived impartially. Everything that happens is perceived impartially. Be it with this body, be it with other bodies, be it with others. It is simply perceived. Without expectation, there are no expectations at all. Consequently, there is no expectation of what should happen. Absolutely everything, there is no one to expect. This is a practice of presence without those present. I can definitely say that it naturally manifested and holds itself this way. And that's it. And everything happens there, and you understand that everything is given to God. And that's it. And how does it? And in this practice, just so you understand, I sat for a day. I just sat like this for a whole day. And then, also spontaneously, it all dissolves. All this madness, which was unclear how it appeared, how it would be, how it would manifest. And it just dissolved. And that's it, and here I am again. It's just incredible. It was precisely just like a storm that passed. Just in the moment of the storm, I maximally enter presence and do not resist. Whatever was happening there, I simply didn't react. I just did not react, and it passed. And here you are again. And you think, wow, it's just incredible. So if suddenly in your life a moment arises that troubles you inside, when you start to become angry, it may not be as intense or profound in your life as it has been for me during this time. I just understand that. The universe is checking how much I am a master, how much I have absorbed everything that I gathered, so to speak. I'm joking, of course, she doesn't check anything. I'm just saying. Here. And that's why. Yes, this is invaluable practice. There are moments when neither money nor anyone can help you. You have no phone, you have nothing. That's it, and you're nobody. I mean, no one knows you. This is super rare. The first time in my life such a moment happened. But conditionally, if you truly understand how you function at that moment, so then you really test yourself for strength at such moment. And a lot just happens. And that's it, and then you know. And after that, from the life of every person, I really understood that it happens. I mean, on one of those days, the next one doesn't come. For example, I had such an analogy that life didn't end. I really thought that, let's say something like this could happen, and after that the next moment comes. And here is the last. No need to get involved in the situation. The essence is that an emergency situation occurred. I'll explain later. And exactly then the practice of presence and absence really helped me. It helped a lot to calmly accept everything that is happening, and just to be aware of it without getting involved. Whatever happens, it's just like this. There is everything that is happening, including the body. There is what is aware of this. What is aware of everything exists. These criteria apply to it. It's one within itself. That's it. And in this state, I spent a whole day sitting. At some point in time, everything comes to an end. Yes, everything ultimately ends. And the whole situation just dissolves. I'm like, wow. Well, that's it. So, that's why we are together right now. Let's sit down, practice, so to speak, for about 30, 40, 50 minutes. We'll see how it goes. This practice will be useful for you overall, not only eventually, but also on ordinary days. But for me, it somehow holds itself naturally always. That is, it simply supports. No matter what happens, you'll be at peace. No matter what happens, however it looks. Whatever it may be, literally whatever it is, This practice is such that it feels like it's completely not happening to you. The essence is that the ego dissolves, and no one remains after it. This is exactly right. It dissolves completely. And that shows it, and by the way, whatever it is that may for sure happen out there, it is not something that is happening to you personally. It's simply happening within you. You, like the sky, remain untouched, at peace. And that's it.